Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, 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 Hare. So it's the 18th today, July the 18th. 10 days before my anniversary. I got the maths wrong yesterday. It's a sublime process. It's as discreet as you want it to be, as we want it to be. The whole of creation is talking to us. As I surrender, so I see information coming at me out of the field, the manifestation. If I have a positive thought, I'll be aware of a response from nature. A bird will fly past. When I look up at the night sky, right above me I see Scorpio. I'm Scorpio. I no longer see a scorpion. I see half of a heart. In my notes, in all of the Vedic literatures that I'm reading, I've been putting hearts, and some of them are complete and some of them are broken. And when I look up at a Scorpio tail, I see half a heart. We are the other half. It makes a complete heart. It's love. I think of Table Mountain in Cape Town, the Last Supper. There are 12 apostles around the corner. It's a sacred site. In the video I made yesterday, I see a shadow coming off my nose. Another name for Wollumban is nosy. Pinocchio. When he tells lies, his nose grows. The spiritual body. The image that's projected from your consciousness onto the inside of your eyelids, when you're looking into the eyes of Bhagavan, of God, you start to fashion a spiritual body, but at a certain point, we realize that actually the gift is when you start to realize that the body that you have in this lifetime, going back to Godhead, is actually the form that you keep. So all of us, all of our bodies are fashioned on the form of our soul. It's very desirable to keep this body so that at least we know what our spiritual identity will be, and work on developing that spiritual identity. In Krishna consciousness, you cut the knots of illusion. You get out of your entanglement. And if you're fortunate enough to get the gift of His divine grace, which is pure Krishna consciousness, unalloyed devotion, you get Bhagavan's eyes on the inside of your eyelids. Prabhupada spoke about being Krishna-ized. That's Krishna's eyes on the inside of your eyelids. That's desirable. That's what we want. It gives you the template on which to fashion your spiritual identity. As you unlock the unlimited creative potential in this creation, you progress to the point where you actually have realization that this is your spiritual identity. When we transmigrate, the final sacrifice, it becomes easy. It's a conscious ascension, and you keep your spiritual form. You need to develop it in this lifetime. I think of the Hadron Collider, splitting the atom, investigating the subatomic quantum realm. Billions, hundreds of billions of dollars and manpower has gone into building this cheating facility. If you look at it from the sky, it adds up to a big naught, zero. It's impossible, you can't cheat. It reminds me of the winged serpent. The symbol of the winged serpent, to get that from Michael Tsarian, a great investigator. I wonder why he stopped. It becomes obvious. The winged serpent is consuming its tail. It's an incorrect image. It's actually, the serpent's head is going up its anus. It's a dark place, don't go there. Withdraw time. Mesh your senses with God. Dovetail, Krishna consciousness. Then time is withdrawn. We don't go into a dark place anymore. We cut the knots of entanglement. We come into our spiritual identity. I was showing a video of Charlie Chaplin, and my battery went flat. I just want to finish showing that. And there's a couple of other things on my phone I'd like to share.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
Here's another one. I don't know if you can read it, I'll read it. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God. That is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I don't know if you could see that the camera was shaking. It's still very difficult for me. I'm still alone. It's a joke, I'm not. It's not easy, but it's not out of reach. That's the point. It's within us. It's the awareness of the presence of our Creator by Bhakti Yoga. The super soul, the presence of our Creator in His agent of Paramatma. His agent Rishikesh, master of the senses. We are not the master of our senses. Even the sense of self. We only know who the self is once we let go of all of that. It's extremely enlightening, empowering. We are not the powerful, we are the empowered. We are not the energy, we are the energetic. The smaller you are in service, the more joy it brings our Creator, because He feels the difficulty and it's joyful for Him, for Him to experience that awakening. That's His gift, that's His prize. There is a margin of freedom. That's the creative impetus, co-creating. It's only once we surrender our senses that we actually have the opportunity to co-create. Otherwise, we are being created. It's an incremental process, but it's definitely desirable. However difficult it might seem, it's not. It will come to pass. So as I speak to the camera, it's a prayer to my Creator, and it's also teaching myself, because as we teach, so we learn. We all know these things. We are qualitatively one with God, but not quantitatively. The smaller you are, the bigger the joy. That's all that comes, that I can manage at the moment. So I'm going to keep it short again and stop here. Once again, gratitude to Prabhupada and Narayan Maharaj, whose lotus feet I took shelter of. It served its purpose. I had the space right underneath his murti in the Gaudiya Mutt in Mawulimba to read all of that transcendental literature. I was just following Prabhupada's instructions. It was his final instruction. I just followed his instructions. He did his job. He distributed all the literature. It actually just takes the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is enough, as long as it's an older version that hasn't been tampered with for obvious reasons. It loses its authenticity. Like the words of Jesus. It's been tampered with. He said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." It's because he knew that they were being controlled. They were being created. That was revealed to him. He made the ultimate sacrifice. It wasn't easy. It's still not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. There's no joy in it if it's easy. Easy come, easy go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Checking out.